Hello, Jared the Cat 88, and I'm going to talk about something I don't really talk about on my channel at all. I'll talk about on some other videos or whatever. The fact that I'm actually a wrestling fan. Okay, I know wrestling's fake and everything, but I do enjoy it still. Even though, despite the fact that the biggest name of wrestling has made no goddamn sense for the last several years. No sense. It's like it's like they're taking everything, throwing it at the dartboard, and nothing's catching. Well, I did not watch Monday Night Raw last night. I didn't watch. I passed out way too early, and that's all she wrote. But anyway, I wake up to the news that Shane McMahon, as in Vince McMahon's son, was going to be at WrestleMania facing The Undertaker, aka my favorite wrestler of all time, The Undertaker, at WrestleMania in a Hell in a Cell match for control of Raw. Again, I know it's fake, and literally, I know all that stuff. But does any of this make any sense at all? I know in WWE's eyes, it probably makes a hell of a lot of sense, but fan to fan, blah, 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 does this make sense? Personally, I say no. This makes no sense at all to me. Because, okay, we have Shane McMahon, who's been gone for, about 6-7 years? Okay. And he's been running his own company. And then you have The Undertaker, who, just this past Survivor Series celebrated his 25th anniversary with the WWE. Same gimmick, same person, everything. But you're gonna have Shane McMahon go against The Undertaker in a Hell in a Cell match at WrestleMania. So there's only been 2 Hell in a Cell matches at WrestleMania ever. One at WrestleMania 15, I believe. Undertaker faced Big Boss Man. You're not going to hear them talk about that match much. But then we have the one that happened 13 years later between Undertaker and Triple H, the end of the era match with Shawn Michaels as the special guest referee. But then we have this. Control of Raw, that's a good stipulation there. Hell in a Cell, okay, you might make it a little better. But the fact that you have a guy who hasn't wrestled in about 6 or 7 years going against the longest tenured person, period, for the company. Not in a good way. WWE, you really got to figure something out. You might have Shane McMahon, have somebody fight in his stead or whatever. I know I fucked up how I said that, but you might want to think about having somebody else wrestle in place of Shane, because hell, he's been out for 6 or 7 years. You gotta think of something. Taker, alright, his last match was at Survivor Series against the Wyatts. And I'm going to be honest, that match sucked. Period. The whole pay-per-view sucked. As much of a fan as I am of The Undertaker, the main event was actually really good. The 2 matches for the tournament for the world title were really good. That's about it. Everything else, including Taker, the match between the Wyatts and the Brothers of Destruction, fell flat. I know Taker's fucking 50 years old, but it still fell flat. Hell, his match with Bray Wyatt at WrestleMania 31 last year, that was better. And they spent most of the damn match on the ground. When I say on the ground, they're about on their fucking knees and all that. Mind you, that's the way it passed off to me. But I guess we're gonna have to see how this is gonna go. Again, I don't really talk about WWE that much, but I felt like I have to talk about this. And yes, guys, I know it's fake. And if you hear somebody go, WWE fake, what UFC? I've watched UFC. I'll occasionally watch it. I think it's alright. I'm not saying it's fucking phenomenal. I'm not saying it's the phenomenal thing out there, but I think it's alright. But, you know, I mean, this match makes no sense. Unless you had somebody else wrestling in Shane's place, to me, this match makes no fucking sense. That's just me, though. That's a lot of fans, too. I can't believe I'm sitting here about 6 minutes talking about Shane McMahon versus The Undertaker. Now, 10, 15 years ago, this match would have made all the sense in the world. All the sense in the world. Not now. 10, 15 years ago, this would have been perfect. Oh, as a matter of fact, I think I remember a clip of The Undertaker taking Shane McMahon from the top rope and chokeslamming him through an announce table. But again, that was 10 or 15 years ago. That made sense then. This makes no sense now. And just because something made sense back then doesn't mean it's going to make sense now, because fuck, I mean, it can make no sense. Period. Right now. But it could have made a hell of a lot of sense back then. And what didn't make a lot of sense back then could make sense right now. It's basically a topsy-turvy bullshit. Well, anyway, this is Jared the Cat 88 signing off. Please rate, comment, subscribe. And I do want to hear your guys' thoughts on Shane McMahon versus The Undertaker at Hell in a Cell for control of Raw for Shane McMahon. Undertaker gets another nail in his WrestleMania coffin. That's not like, what, 22? No, 23. But this makes no sense to me. I want to hear from you guys. Again, please rate, comment, subscribe. I want to hear all your guys' thoughts. Have a good one.